Hello, Facebook land. It is Wednesday at noon, time for another Tidy Tammy Tips Facebook Live. And, you know, life is messy. It just is. And I have been a planner my entire life. From a very young age, I can remember the thrill of a calendar. I can remember the thrill of that first day of school and the whole fresh September calendar in front of me. And it always felt like that was more of a new year for me than actually January 1st. Not that I didn't get a new calendar on January 1st, because there's never a bad time for a brand new, fresh calendar. But so again, I was always a planner. And then as I got older, of course, things start happening. You get married, you move, you have baby, you have another baby, you move again, you have breast cancer, you move again, you start a different job, you move again. And during all of those things, I would plan and I would look at the calendar and I would write things on the calendar, and it felt so good to try to control that piece of it. But as time went by and more things got added in there, it always just felt like the rug was being pulled out from underneath me. And the more I planned, the more things went up in smoke. Until I finally got to the point where I decided that life is just messy and I am going to loosen up my planning and try to let go of some of that. So in a way, I've decluttered my planning processes because life is messy and I don't want to live it like every day is a Jenga tower, and if just the wrong piece gets pulled out, it comes crashing down. So if you guys are out there watching this, we're going to talk about my top 3 decluttering tips today for messy lives that we are all living right now, especially in the middle of this wonderful global pandemic of COVID-19 that is producing so much uncertainty for us and the desire to plan, when in reality, nobody knows what tomorrow is going to look like necessarily. We hardly are going to know what today looks like until it's over with. So, got to grab on to what we can that's right in front of us and focus on that and get us through this. And I want to hear from you what your top favorite decluttering hacks are, your tips are, or if you have questions. I absolutely love questions. I've been a certified professional organizer for 7 years. I've been doing this professionally for 10 years. I don't think there's ever been a question that hasn't made me smile and want to share some piece of information somewhere. So please feel free. All right, my number one tip, my number one favorite decluttering tip is to have a donation home. And as weird as that sounds, like you're putting the cart in front of the horse, again, you can't put something away if it doesn't have a home. So if you have items in your home that you're churning around and you're moving around and you really think in the back of your mind that you should probably let this go, but you don't have anywhere to put it, setting up a box or a bag in the garage entry or out in the garage or in the hallway or in your coat closet or your laundry room, and your laundry room, actually you should have it in both, gives you the opportunity to have a place to put things that you want to get rid of. It gives your donations a way to get out of the house. And it also helps you and everyone else in the house know that there is a place to put these things. And it doesn't hurt to help other people know where to put things when they need to donate them. So think about the greatest example of this is having something in the laundry room. So say you've worn something that it just does not light you up. You didn't feel like a rock star that day. Or it's something that your kids have worn and you can tell that it's getting too small on them. Do you really want to wash it and put it back in a closet where you're just going to have to massively declutter later on? No. You want to make a super easy decision. You want to wash it and put it in the donation bag. And when that donation bag or box is full, you put it in the back of the car. And then if you're like some of us, you drive around with it for a few months and then until you finally go past the donation place and think, oh yeah, I need to drop that off. Whatever. It's out of your house and one step closer to getting to the donation place. So, have a donation home. Have a box or a bag in the hall, wherever people see it, and in the laundry room, kids' room, whatever that looks like to you. Second tip is to make small decisions every day. If you have something that you are shifting around, or a pile of papers that you are shifting around, or things that you're moving in the home that you don't really know what to do with, ask yourself as you're holding that item, do I need this? Do I use it? Do I love it? If the answer is not a resounding yes to all 3 of those questions, you might want to examine why you're keeping it. And if we have that mindset about everything we pick up, we make tiny small decisions every day about whether an item needs to stay or go. it will save us so much time in the long run because most of us aren't going to take the time to tackle a huge project all at one time. So every tiny decision we make gets our spaces one step closer to decluttered. And as time goes by, that question of do I need it, do I use it, do I love it, becomes intentional in our thought process. And we find ourselves asking that about everything we're touching and holding. And as we work our way up into more emotionally laden items, the decision process gets easier because we've trained our minds to be intentional about what we're keeping in our space. So again, every time you pick something up that you don't know what to do with, ask yourself, do I need this, do I use this, and do I love it? If it's not a resounding yes, put it in the donation box or the garbage or the recycling or whatever that looks like and get it out of your space. We're all about making our spaces work for us today. Last decluttering tip is something that I talked about in last Friday's Facebook Live when I talked about aim low and achieve. And I really think that that's the way to go. The thought of organizing or decluttering a whole closet or a whole office or a whole huge space at any one time is overwhelming. And I hear that again and again and again and again from clients. It's just overwhelming. I use that word myself when I think about social media planning or something like that. It's just there's so much, it's overwhelming. So, setting a low goal for the day, aiming low and achieving, gives you something small to work with. And those small steps get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you're like my brother, running to the mailbox and then deciding to go farther gets you completed a 26.2 marathon. So, aim low. Right now, write down for yourself one goal you want to reach today, whether it's to declutter the space that's right in front of you or to hang up all the clothes that are on that chair in the bedroom that is once worn but not dirty. To clear your space, set a goal for yourself. Find that donation box. Maybe that is your goal today, to set up the donation box or bag. Whatever those look like, set them, do them, get up tomorrow and do them again. You guys have this. I'm so excited for everyone to be in their space and work on decluttering it. So join me again on Friday when we're going to talk about Freaky Friday and how the pandemic has switched up how we clean things and the way we view things. Thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you again on Friday. Happy days, everybody.